I think we're live. Let's see. So all right. Welcome to It's Showtime. I'm Johnny Sizemore.
And I'm Kerrick Greer.
And we are Showtime Productions. Listen, and we are so excited that you have tuned in to join us today for a brand new episode of It's Showtime. Kerrick, how excited are you today?
Man, I'm excited.
You excited? I am super excited. I'm excited because we're live due to the COVID-19 pandemic. We're having to adjust life very differently now. And so what we want to do is provide an opportunity to provide some hope, some clarity, give you guys the inside scoop on this entertainment business. And tonight we are blessed to have 3 veteran playwrights in this game from the state of South Carolina. How excited are you about our guests, Kerrick?
Man, I'm excited. I'm ready to get some knowledge because these people know what they're talking about. They've been in the game for a long time. So, I mean, we're just experiencing some greatness on here.
Absolutely. Do me a favor right now. Hit like, share. You guys comment in the comment section because we can see the comments tonight. And we want you guys to talk to us. What's up, Nate? What's up, Sharon, Don, and Korea?
Hey,
Thank you guys for tuning in. All right, guys, here we go. We're ready to bring our panel in after this opener. What's up?
What's going on?
Not too much. Listen, guys, we are joined by our special guest tonight. Welcome, Tangi Beatty of Wow Production, Dr. Eutrina J of Eutrina J Productions, and my
Don't you mess that
up. 84 Entertainment Group. Welcome.
What's up, y'all?
What's going on?
Hey,
How y'all living?
We good.
man,
Pretty good.
it's good. It's great around here.
All right, so this is what we're gonna do. First of all, introduce yourselves, tell us about your production company, and tell how you guys have gotten the awesome opportunity to meet us. Start with you, Tangi.
Oh, okay. I don't know how awesome it is. No, I'm just kidding. I'm Tangi Beatty of Wild Productions here in Columbia. I originally started in Connecticut. I've been doing it since 2003. I've been here since 2008 and have been rocking since then. I met these guys when they actually came down to my show. And we've been rocking ever since. I love these two and all that good stuff. So yes, that is me.
Dr. Eutrina?
Woo! Hey, what's going on, good people? Man. Okay, I think it was a 2-part thing, but Tangi led in with you guys. I'm gonna lead into. So I met you at the foundation, at least as I know it. Absolutely. Johnny reached out, I believe it was, right? And was, sharing. Y'all know I'm loud, so y'all probably got to bring my stuff down. I'm break the whole thing. So yeah, so Johnny reached out, I believe it was, and had introduced them himself and the production company and the vision of what you guys were starting to do. And I'm always all about it. Like, I'm all for it. And so he was asking different questions and was telling me that you guys were going to come to a show as a group, which was amazing. And so we've been like rocking ever since. And so I'm about Trinity Productions is about hope. My foundation, anything that's tapped into the production, it reads with hope and the power of Jesus Christ. So that's who we are. We stand on that word, and there's no disappointment in hope.
Awesome. Man, what's up, brother?
What's going on, brother?
How you doing?
I'm Terrence Miller of 864 Live Entertainment Group here in Spartanburg. I met Johnny. You know, we've talked a couple times about the ins and outs of the industry and, you know, what we're trying to accomplish, and you know, everything I've seen that you and your group has put out. Showtime is real. You know, y'all putting out some good stuff, and I love it. You know, I love the culture of keeping, as I was telling you, Trina, keeping theater, Black theater, around. You know, and so it's also good to see new faces, new writers coming about. So I'm enjoying it. 864, we just want to be a platform for folks that want to step out on faith and do something they've never done. You know, I work with a lot of untrained actors, you know, folks that don't do this every day, that want to give it a try. So that's kind of what we're here. We want to be the platform for that in the upstate area and beyond. So
Absolutely. So, again, guys, we are so ecstatic to have you. Actually, we go back a little further than that. Can you hear me?
I'm old.
Do you remember when I came and auditioned for the stage play that you were on the?
Okay, I'm sorry.
And you're right. And got the role, but guess what? I ain't been in not one of y'all plays.
Listen, it's not because you wasn't invited, because I do recall inviting you to be in the show, a couple of shows. Y'all all over the world doing big things. Ain't got time for us little peon, you know. So, but it's okay. Okay.
She said a couple of shows.
She actually, I think it's okay. 2020 or 2021, I got you.
Okay. Kerrick too. Absolutely.
I'm ready.
Y'all heard it, right? Y'all heard it.
I heard it.
Okay.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead and jump straight in. And this is a question that I really want to know, because it's an issue that we kind of face as an organization. So I'm very curious to see and hear you guys' perspective on it. And we call it leaving the same way you came.
Oh, okay.
So as you all know, in theater and in productions, you know, you have a vision of how you want your shows to go, and you even have a vision of who you want to be portraying these characters that you have so patiently created. So however, it doesn't always work out that way. So what has been some of you guys' experience as it relates to parting ways professionally, and then how does it affect you personally if you have a personal relationship with these people? Well, I'm curious to hear. Yeah, I want to jump right in.
Jumping straight in.
Okay, so let me make sure that I'm clear.
Got to the thick of it.
You're talking about those people that join your cast and now need to leave your cast?
Yes. Whether it be your choice or their choice.
Their choice.
just jump right on in there, huh?
Let's just jump. Let's just go.
Let's go. I want to hear this. I'm like ready. I'm ready.
Listen, I was going to say, Trina, you first.
No, that would be you, boss. Miss Tangy.
I'm gonna tell you, it's not something that's easy, and I will say that it's very hard for me to do that. I would probably try to move people in different positions before letting them go. because I just don't, you know what I mean? I lead with my heart, which is always wrong. So that's incorrect in the first place, because you grow an attachment to these people and, you know, you become family. And so it's really hard to cut your family off. But when they become cancerous,
listen, preach, talk,
and they come in and they start wreaking havoc, then things has to happen to separate them. And I thank God that I have a business partner who don't mind doing that part, because I have a black and a white. I don't have a gray area. So either I'm really nice or I'm nasty. And I don't want to be nasty. So I try to stay on the nice side and let somebody else do it tactfully, because I ain't got no tact when it comes to me when I'm angry. I mean, and that's just the truth. So being able to have someone on your team that can handle those hard conversations, and be able to do them tactfully, so that all parties are aware. But my thing is, if you get cut, it's because you handed me your scissors.
Okay.
Wow.
So it's not something that's, you know, we haven't talked about. Like, you talk about it. We grown. So, you know, talk about it and try to come to a understanding. And if that doesn't happen, then, you know, and it doesn't matter who you are. I had to cut one of my major stars at one point.
Wow.
And that was hard. But it was for the best for the production, and you got to take out that cancer no matter what.
Right.
Absolutely. Dr. Trinity.
Yes. I'm gonna tell you guys the right answer, and I'm gonna tell you what I have fallen and what I've actually done. So the right answer is to always start out and set some guardrails and set expectations. Set expectations of what you want and what you expect, as well as for the flip side of the artist, right? That's always the best. And I believe that if I give you respect, I want it back. You know what I mean? However, I am the worst. I am the worst with forgiving people and letting them come back after a little time, as if their terrible behaviors is going to change from the last time. So I had to get people in my life that I could let handle stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so it's lining right up with what you're saying, Tangie, because those are the people that I would go crying to.
Yeah.
Like, it's affecting everybody. The morale is down, blah, blah, blah. And you know, and budding playwrights out there, I hope you're listening, because you can own your team. You can only go as far as your team will take you.
Yep.
You can have some of the greatest ideas, but if these people are not perpetuating the vision, if they're not doing what you're asking them to do, then it's not going anywhere, right?
Right.
So the biggest thing I would say, even to actors, is not to take this thing personal. One of the things, what happens is we make it a family, because we love God, right? So they come in as family, and sometimes it's more difficult to detach versus if we were just hiring. If it was a hireling, a hireling, no big deal. Okay, you're not doing what you are asked to do, or maybe you're the baddest artist in the world, but you got a terrible attitude. And for me, I can't function like that. I don't care how gifted you are. I much rather have a novice than to have someone who is arrogant and puffed up.
Yep.
So that is one of the biggest things that I face on my journey, is just being able to detach completely. If I still love you, then that's all I owe you. So no matter what you do after the breakup, no matter how you kill me in the streets, I already know if there's no truth to it, keep on talking. It's not going to benefit you. It's not going to benefit you, and it's certainly not going to hurt me. So as long as the truth is on our side, we can't worry about what's going to happen after we do the subtraction.
You know what?
Make sure we do it in love. Operate in love. That is the biggest thing. Operate in love, and let's go.
Yeah.
On to the next.
That's real good, you, Trina, because speaking from personal experience, that's one of the things that I've had to experience, and I for your journey. like people don't know this, but I fight hard for our people. Like before we make a departure, I'm the one going to our team like, no, guys, we got to give them another chance. Let's work with them just a little while longer. And all the pressure on me, like, well, Johnny, you fighting for them, so you got to tell them that they gone. And they're mad at me.
Wow.
They won't speak to me in the streets. They unfollow me on social media. And when they see me, don't even exist. They don't understand that I fight probably harder for anybody before we will let them go. What's one of the things? Let's talk about this real quick. Having to dismiss an actor or talent because their ability is not up to par with where the show is going. How do you guys handle that?
Yeah. Let's start with you, Terrence.
I've never really had to remove somebody, because I've always been able to see use somewhere else in the show. You know what I mean? Unless it's just something that's just not useful. I mean, if I had, if it's nothing that we can use, you're not presenting anything that's making the show better or at least maintaining my standards of it, then I don't have a problem dismissing. I mean, you have to look at it like the what we do, what we craft and create is our baby. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so this is with us long before the stage point. The lights and glamour, the flyers, the tickets is way before that. This is a story that usually, it's taken me, my new show, She Wants You, it's literally taken me over, a year and a half to even get it where, I'm like, okay, I see something in it that might be, it might be dope.
Right.
but so we are going to critique it the most. If something's out of place, we're going to see it first. And I mean, honestly, I don't think any playwright, is just going to let somebody stay that's hurting, the cast,
Let me tell you, I
and we have before as well.
I personally have written people. What happened?
I said Tangy will, and then Kerrick said, yeah, we have done that before. We'll let somebody stay that.
Yeah. I have, and what I've done is I've written people in different spots. I've done a couple of things, but when it gets to the point where it's just not working, a lot of times out of 10 it's all the way at the end. And then at that point I'm struggling because most of these times most of the people, I don't know if it's about y'all, but most of the people that are not doing as well acting wise are great ticket sellers.
Oh my God.
So the playwright of you want to make sure your story is told right. The director in you is like, this person ain't working, but the producer in you is like, hold up, wait a minute, hold up, pause. Don't cut off your nose despite your face.
Yeah.
It kind of make it, so it's hard when you're wearing three hats. You know what I mean? But you've got to, make sure that what people are paying for is going to be your best work, because you don't want them coming and they, because they sell a ticket and now they horrible and now people talking about your show is bad because you let that person come in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, it's
y'all making me stutter.
I tell you, they will sell 150 tickets by themselves
and be total trash on that.
Yeah, so I think we still have to figure out the best plays, even if you have to shorten it down a little bit. Shorten the responsibility down. People like that though are passionate.
Absolutely.
Right. So they're willing to allow you to groom them. And those are, if you got a good attitude. Now, if your attitude is just like, I'm gonna rock with you to the end of this show, then we're gonna have to, just recalibrate them or whatever, But that person, stop, Kerrick. But that person, that you know that Kerrick make me laugh. But that person, if they don't have attitudes of, okay, this is what I was gonna say. Hold up, y'all. Let me put a pin in before I forget it again. Sometimes people come to your cast with their own personal agenda.
Right.
So you have to be very careful. Even, especially, I'm gonna put it out there, especially people that do what you do.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be mindful that and make sure, like, I'm serious. You have to make sure that their motives are straight, because the whole time you out there giving everything that you got to give, and they taking notes just to walking on down the street and kill you with every step that they make. So you have to make sure that that people that you put into your circle and put into your your project are genuine people that's not gonna be that cancer to your cast, so they can walk on off with the. And I'm one of those ones. I don't call myself. I don't claim nobody and say, "Oh, you just gonna work with me, and you ain't gonna work with nobody else." Man, I'm always pushing. I'm always pushing you to go and do other things and work with other directors and playwrights and producers. I'm always that person to do that. But I do know some people they want to claim people, and come on now, how you gonna do that? You're not putting out enough work for just for people to keep them working on that level where you just want to own them. If you want to own them, you need to be paying them like that. But that's just my pet peeve. So for me, I think all of those things are important, because we do have people with hidden agendas.
Right.
So if you got a hidden agenda, what's done in the dark will come to light, right? It's going to surface up. And that right there has been a hard thing to toe to over the years, dealing with that.
You're referring to people inside of your cast?
Say that again, Johnny. Huh?
You're referring to people coming inside of your cast?
Yeah, inside the cast or whatever. Just, inside the cast, inside the team, the production team, behind the scenes or whatever. We have to be very careful, with that, and just, know the people are sincere. Because I'm about this right here when, and y'all tell me if I'm talking too much, but when I was in your show, it was an honor. I didn't have any business promoting your Trinity J Productions. I was an actress. That's what I was, and I submitted unto you guys and your director team and everyone else. I didn't have any business putting other people to the side. Here's my business card. I want you to get ready to audition for me. I got some stuff coming up. That's just me. Now, if y'all do that, that's cool, but I just don't believe in that.
And let me that is one of the things that we did notice about you. Because when you came in, you didn't come over here to be the director. You didn't come over here to be You came in and you said, "I'm going to study and learn from you guys." And when you put on one hell of a performance.
God be the glory. Thank you, guys. I keep saying thank you because it was such an awesome character and an awesome opportunity to do something else. You know what I mean? So thank you so much for that.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Say that again.
Tangie, were you going to piggyback off of what Trinity was saying?
Okay. Yeah, because she had all this up in here. I want to hear. Come on, Tangie.
Listen, I'm one of those where I've worked and I've sifted through. We are in South Carolina, right? And I don't know about you guys up there, but we don't have a plethora of actors. And so getting those people in, bringing them in, training them up, I've been one of those back in the day. I've gotten a lot better over the years, but I've been very territorial. And I could be honest about it.
Yes, because she was going to fight us about it.
Huh?
Yeah, because she sure was going to fight us about it.
Listen, every time I tell you my people, it's very little that I got now. Stop playing. But like, hold up, wait a minute. I got a project here. Come on, I need them. Wait, don't lock them up.
Right, but that's understandable, to make sure that they're open. That's
I'm
understandable.
honest about that because I've worked hard to build them up. And what's one thing that I think is so disrespectful, and I love the fact of what Johnny did was he said, yo, look, check this out, Tangi, I got this show and I want to kind of approach some of your actors. Is that cool? That right there gives me all the respect. That right there is what it is. And I'm like, all right, cool. We can talk. We can, go, we can go do that. And a lot of my actors know that I, get very territorial, because Showtime be trying to take all my people. But
listen.
But I love it.
That's homage to you. That's homage to you because
because my big thing, and here's my big thing, and why I'm really territorial about stuff is that I don't want my core group to go act in bad plays.
Listen,
I got you.
I'm just gonna be honest because if you starring over here in this play and it's bad, when you come back, people that went to that play ain't gonna want to come to this play because they're gonna correlate that you just a bad actor, not knowing that you in a bad script. So so I get territorial. I'm sorry, it's just me, and Lord help me, forgive me, but I'm a stickler for quality and excellence, and I'm a teaching director. So you're getting acting classes. I'm working you. I'm helping you grow. And so, that's kind of what, that's what.
But when you investing into your actor like you are, to your actors and training, and you kind of got the right to be territorial over,
But I'm gonna be by myself on this one. I want him to flourish. I believe that.
No, and I don't
whatever
think
I put inside of you,
flourish.
you can take that and maximize. Yeah. So I mean, and I get what you're saying. Don't get me wrong. I get what you're saying, but I don't know. I guess I've seen like the behind the scenes of it with other playwrights, and I'm like, let them go. Let them go. They come back. Teach them. Give them something where they know if this is a jacked up script. Nah, bro, I ain't putting my brand to that.
Right.
Right.
And that's kind of
get that
we've gone now. They now have now I'll say if someone is looking for, I do casting now. So if someone is looking for actors, someone will say, hey, I need such and such, and I'll send off. Like I don't, I'll send those people that I know that I can handle and look at a script and say yes or no. But I've had actors who were not very good, and then up and coming playwrights come, and you didn't come talk to me, and I couldn't tell you that they're cancerous.
Right.
You know what I mean? You do something. So it's a whole gamut of things. But I think that if we work together, you know what I mean? We can all know that, this one doesn't work this well. Or they, you know what I mean? So you just
they're not coming to rehearsal.
Right.
and that's one of the things that I love about the relationship that Showtime Wow has. Like we're cousins. Like that's Auntie Tangi and we Uncle Kerrick and Johnny. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like Sue Ham said, I understand both points of view. I encourage actors who work with me to be a part of other shows, but I advise them to join great shows.
That's good.
Right.
That's Sue.
I'm gonna put you on too, Sue, in just a little bit because Sue is she has
amazing. Listen.
One of the things I want to ask you guys, coming from playwright to playwright, how, say for instance, someone puts on a show and it is a bad show. Is that do you think that causes a negative viewpoint of the rest of us local playwrights when people think? Okay, expound a little bit on that, Tangi.
Yes, because number one, as local playwrights, we're all trying to get people to come support local theater, right? The stigma of people, Tyler Perry, David Talbot, all these people can come into town and pack out 6-7 shows at the township at $60-$70 a pop, and we got to beg, plead, and borrow for $20 or $30 to come to a local show. The reason for it is that the local shows look local. And so I don't want to pay that money to go see this bad show with these bad actors and this bad looking set and these bad storylines. And I'm sitting there trying to kind of figure out which way to go or what, it's just not worth it. It's not entertaining. It's not good theater. So we do it injustice when we don't put on good shows.
Absolutely.
And so I will, if you put on a bad show, I need your show to be successful because I need it to be like, back in the day, I don't know about y'all, but I used to club hop. And so if one club was boring that night, I might go to another one. If that club is not hitting it that night, I'm going home. I don't want to do no more. You know what I'm saying? So if your show is bad, and then this show is bad, if you have a good show, you have to spend twice as much more money to convince them to come to your show because they done experienced and lost money in some bad shows.
Absolutely. Okay, and I love that. That was excellent, Tangi. As fellow playwrights, do we go and grab these new playwrights and try our hardest to pour into them? How does that work if that's something that you guys have done and they don't receive it well?
Right, and to add on to that, how do you do that without coming off like, oh, I'm better than you, so let me come and show you how it's done? How do you come and approach them in love and to know that it's out of support because you really want to see them do better and you really want to see them win? How do you do that?
They have to want that feedback because especially if you've been doing it longer or your fan base is larger, they're automatically going to think that, oh, she knows it all or he knows it all or whatever. So if you ask, I'll tell, but I'm not, unless it's, somebody that I know, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? You call and be like, yo, how was that? I'm like, you know what I mean? Or, yo, that was hot. Or you could have cut this, you could have got that, or you could have, here's another way to look at it. But it's also in your presentation. You know what I'm saying? And how you don't come, you got, it's your tone of voice. I mean, but I don't offer. I don't. I actually go to plays and leave right at the curtain call so that nobody would ask me a question.
That's good.
Because you don't want to know.
Good ghost.
Keeping it real.
Oh Lord Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, if
I'm leaving. I'm out.
I'm like Tangi, I ain't gonna offer, I'm not just gonna throw it in there. I don't know everything, but if they reach out, I'm willing to share what I know because somebody did that for me. Like I was explaining to you when I started writing and wanting to do this, there wasn't a lot of playwrights in Spartanburg, in this area. I went to Union to find my person to help me out, Dr. Trina Johnson, and if it really weren't for her, I don't think I, would have wanted to research and study. This just ain't, we just don't write and do it. There's a level of research and studying that goes along with it. And she shared that with me, so I'm more than happy to share that with anybody that wants the information, you know what I'm saying? But you got to want it for yourself, you know what I mean?
And I agree. When we first started, when I met Tangi and Trina, how was our show? What could we have done differently? We did a trailer for one of our plays. We didn't know nothing about it. Tam Finkbeiner.
Yep.
Tangi. I reached out to her. I was like, "What do you think about this?" And she basically said, "Bro, that was trash." Like
She said it. I mean, the quality was good,
great.
But nothing made sense.
Yep.
And it don't make sense.
That
we appreciate that.
And that caused us
But that was good. Yeah, you want somebody to tell you the truth. Let's not just talk about let's can I ask a question, guys, that pertains to this question? So what do you feel like constitute a bad show? Like, what are some things that if I came to you or someone came to you, so they'll know. So we're not just saying what a bad. Yeah, let's talk about what would.
What I would classify as a bad show is horrible acting across the board. maybe it's a whole lot of inexperienced acting. The storyline doesn't make sense. Like you taking me on 5 different trains to get to the same spot. Being on stage and you're supposed to be on a telephone and you walking around like this.
Yeah.
Well,
Come on,
listen. I had a show where the actress was supposed to cock her gun, right? She literally was like herself, made the sound herself. Okay, listen, it happens.
Or a newborn baby in the show saying, "Daddy, I miss you," and you 6 months old. Come on now, that don't make sense.
Yeah. Bad storylines. I think,
Yes.
not developed stories. You know
Stories.
what I mean?
Yes.
A bad play. A bad play is also one that's written for the reaction and not for the message or the story.
That's really good. That's really good.
You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
really good.
It's gotta make sense. It's
Yeah.
gotta, you can't. It's just too many holes in the story. If you miss people, if something happens and they're sitting there trying to figure out
What's going on,
or why they done missed half the stuff because they're kind of thinking, wait a minute, that didn't make any sense. So, and that's because we didn't workshop your script, or you didn't have anybody who just wrote it and said, all right, I'm casting, and throwing it up on the stage, and you hadn't workshopped or worked it or broke it down, or your characters are not developed, or you know what I mean, you're not an experienced director. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of different things that can kind of constitute a bad show.
Right.
And it doesn't even matter. I'm going to put it out there. I'm sorry. I'm just going to be, this is Tangy. I apologize. But I went to a show at the Township called Mama's Boy. Y'all see that show?
Oh, no.
I didn't see that.
That was probably one of the worst shows I've ever seen in my life.
Terrence must have saw it because he hollered over here.
That show was the worst show I've seen. No, not the worst show. But I am putting it out there. It is what it is. Bad is bad. That was bad.
It is. It is.
I don't care if stars.
But that's good. That's good information. One of the things I'll say this, and Terrence, no, I think that is key to me. Just making sure it makes sense. Make it make sense. You may not have $3,000, $4,000, $7,000, $10,000 to build a set on this level, but at least you have all the time in the world to make that story make sense.
Right.
I've had opportunity to have some of the most beautiful elaborate sets in the world, and then I've been in a hole in the wall, where it was barely any light.
Right.
I've done it. I've been on this journey for a minute. Absolutely. Right. So I've done I've done the 3.5 hour shows until I figured out how to tell a story without it being 3.5 hours and say the same thing and it still be impactful.
Right.
Yeah.
So I for those that are starting out, you don't have the excuse that maybe I had when I started. Wasn't nobody. And the few that when it really wasn't, like even Tyler hadn't flourished yet. He was like on the cusp. He was just coming out. He had maybe he was still on VHS. Right. You know what I mean? So yeah, I know. I don't mind. God is good. He is good. So I think it was still on VHS. So maybe DVD was just starting, but I believe it was VHS. And so at the time, it was a couple of like people inside the school system that I heard about and I reached out to, and they weren't about that love, honey. So David E. Tablet was really my first teacher. Wow. I bought everything that I could buy of him. He had books. I bought the books. And I watched and watched and watched. And you know, a lot of things about trial and error was by trial and error. So now I try to give as much away as, you know, as I can. But like you guys said, they have to ask for it. Yeah. But if I'm having a conversation with you and you let me know that you're a playwright or you're wanting to, you know, get into the business of writing the shows and producing, then I'm definitely going to make myself, I'll make my introduction conversation with you. Make it make sense. You know, get to the point, do what is, you know, and give the people a good time. I believe art is multifaceted. So what I like may not be what somebody else likes. Right. What I think is a great show could be crap to somebody else. Right. So what you have to do is hold on to that old cliche, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Mm-hmm. And make sure that you can stand on and know that you have given it everything that you know. You put yourself into, even if you can't afford workshops, there's so many different things out there on YouTube right now. Right. There is so much information. The library is limitless with information. So just make sure that you are doing everything humanly possible that you can to cultivate yourself into the arena that you're about to launch out into. But I always want to let people know, don't be afraid. Don't measure, don't look at Johnny's and Tangi's and Terrence's 1,000 steps that they've already made. You keep your focus on the first step. That's your step. Right. Don't measure your success based on their success, because guess what? They had to start to. Right. And they didn't have everything that they have right now. It's a process. And so I never want you to think that you got to start out spending $10,000-$15,000 on the show for it to be considered a good show. Right. Okay. Right. So I want to make sure that the audience hear that is, you know, hear that balance side. But you guys have really given some powerful nuggets about that. Giving some really great stuff.
Absolutely. And what I want to do real quick, guys, we have a couple of questions that have come through. I want us to answer these questions, and I want us to dig a little deeper into the conversation. You guys are doing an amazing job. This is really good.
This is really good. This is like, I'm learning.
Cool.
All right, so we had a question come from Stuart. Go it down. Let's find it. Keep on going. Right there. Can y'all see the question on your screens?
I can't.
Okay, this question is, you can or can't?
I can.
Yeah. Can I answer this question?
Stuart Brooks, he is a local playwright out of Augusta, Georgia.
Okay.
She love a little story.
Okay. Let me see it now.
Okay. So what would you tell yourself in the past creating your first production using the information you have now? You know, after several productions, if that makes sense.
Simple is better.
What would I tell myself?
Don't try to overshoot.
Okay, I would tell myself, do not pay anybody $700 and $800 that has never been on the stage. I would tell myself, do not get out here and pay anybody no $4,000 and $5,000 to bring you a stage. Do not, your first show, do not, y'all hear me, literally go in debt to almost bankrupt yourself and your family because you feel, that's why I get passionate about this. You start at your start. Do not try to do what you see other people do. You have no idea what type of banking they have behind them. So if you do not have the means to do this, then don't. And please don't let these people rape you. Do not let people put demands on you that you cannot uphold. And then you have then your integrity is tarnished when you can't fulfill your obligations. That is what I would give anybody. You know, I'm not ashamed of my stripes, and I wear them proudly because it is part of my process. But that's what I would tell myself, because I learned that the hard way.
Listen, offering for your knowledge, like, cause you were preaching good in this temple. You hear me?
Yeah.
I said we need your cash app because you talking good in this temple tonight.
Oh, y'all,
yeah.
Trina J. Look, $ UTRENAJ.
I am not mad at you. I would
You're
say,
turning the truth.
listen, I would say to myself, my first production budget accordingly based upon what I have, and not go into the whole. And I'm one of those that it took me some time to start paying my cast, because I believe that, hey, you looking for an opportunity and I'm looking to get my stuff on, so we gonna one hand
Work
wash the
together.
other. And I can't pay you, you know what I mean, if you coming in and you can't even sell 4 tickets, I'm not paying you all this money.
Listen,
When I'm just not. So I'm tight with it. I don't pay as much as what other people pay, and that's clearly because I ain't got it like that, and I ain't trying to be big with little guys.
Yeah.
Right.
And you know what I mean, you're not gonna go out here and say I ain't pay you. So I got to make sure that if nobody buy a ticket, I can still pay everybody that I need to pay. So those astronomical numbers don't get down. And so there's not a person on here in this country that could say that they worked for Wild Productions and did not get paid.
Awesome.
No, but
Awesome.
and that's because I keep a tight dollar. I keep it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I keep it there, and I don't try to be big. I don't try to go to these big, large theaters. I don't do that. I keep it where I'm comfortable, because I don't want to take Tyler Perry's walk. I don't want to live in my car trying to do, you know what I mean? He was cool. He was single and he wasn't married. I'm married and with kids. And now grandchild. I'm not going to live in nobody's car. That's not where I'm at. I don't want it. I believe him. And thank you for kicking open the door so I ain't got to sleep in my car.
I think it's enough information, enough people that's made it at this point where no one should have to live inside a car. You just got to be patient for time, your timing. You just got to be patient and not want it all.
You preaching, child.
You just got to be patient with it and allow the journey to be what the journey is supposed to be for you.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. My first production, I wasn't really worried about paying people. I wasn't that far yet. But yeah, I just got some folks together that was willing to and passionate enough to see it all the way through. And so I did that a couple shows. I've done that a couple shows where, folks have not got paid. I've asked to just, work with me and see my vision through, off their passion. So, but I think for me at the time, promotion was what I had to learn how to get it out. I did my first show at a community center here at TK Gregg here in Spartanburg. And told nobody about the show. I mean, booked 6 shows in one weekend. It was gonna be crazy. People gonna be everywhere. 30 folks all weekend. The whole weekend, 30 people. 30 people. So I had to learn, to take the time and like you said, that goes back to putting out quality stuff. You know what I mean? You got to take the time and promote. Put it out that it's coming, I didn't do none of that. I just jumped into the game.
Get the game up. Our next question is for Dr. Utrina. Question, Utrina, will there be a 3-dimension of a man feature film?
There needs to be.
Oh my God. You know what, Lamb? There needs to be one. You just spoke that thing. Yes. There needs to be a feature film, because it's funny that you said that, for real. Hey, Lim.
I love Lim.
I know, right? So listen, I was looking through my catalog of plays I'm going to stage. I said I was going to do 5 to 10. I wanted to stage just to stream through a streaming company, right? And so when 3 Dimensions came up, I was like, well, we've already did Clifton Powell. It's already in the marketplace, you know, for a stage play. So I kind of like said, well, I ain't gonna fool with it no more. But then here you go with the question. That's what we do. We take it to the next level and put it on the screen.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes.
Hey,
Are you gonna be in it? Are
he
you gonna
has
work with the project?
he has to be.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So yes, that's our homie. That's why doing big things in Atlanta.
Absolutely. Our next question is from Genesis Blunt. What do you say to new actors, actresses who are looking for opportunities but are only able to land roles with smaller productions?
Audition, audition, audition. That's the thing. I mean, there are so many opportunities out there. All you gotta do audition, get you an agent. If you worth that salt, somebody's gonna sign you. Get in an agency and get out there
And
and audition.
Just study your craft.
train, train,
Oh, okay, I thought they were already at that point. I'm sorry.
Study your craft.
I
train,
thought we was already trained and ready to go. I'm
and
sorry.
study
Let me
them
pull it
more,
back
and
in.
some train and train and train.
And what I think, what I would say to new actors, don't go looking for major roles when you're just now starting off. Learn this business, learn this craft, put the time in. So by the time that you are in a position where you've been a master of small roles, you'll be in a position to walk in, kill, and land the roles that you want.
You want to know something else? A lot of new actors or actresses who are trying to be in productions and take opportunities shy away from being an understudy. And understudy is a clear way of getting in because you learn while sitting there. And there's been times where understudies have come in and landed major roles because their work ethic was right, and they watched and they studied and they were there and they would call themselves reliable and all of that stuff. And so either I will write in a role for somebody who's a strong understudy, to make sure that they are, they get some stage time. But a lot of people don't want to come understudy because they feel it's a waste of time, when actually being an understudy is free training.
Let me tell you, being an understudy is where it's at, honey. I'm telling you. And you 9 times out of 10, you're gonna be needed. So come on, come on through. There is power in being faithful. There is an increase in being faithful. So, for any opportunity, and to me, that's a level of humility. And y'all know, y'all probably done grabbed it by now. Like I was talking earlier, that arrogance and all that stuff, I just can't function with it, right? You know what I'm saying? But to be willing to be an understudy, that's showing you hungry. It doesn't even mean that you don't necessarily have the talent. It may be just that this particular character, you're not as strong as this person. But by coming week after week and being cultivated in it, baby, you don't know that next spotlight is for you. So you don't sit on any opportunity. If you're hungry for it, you're begged to be an understudy.
Exactly.
Okay, let me stop preaching.
That's good. Don't forget, we were told by an actress that being an understudy was beneath her.
Those were her exact words.
And now and now she doesn't understand why nobody will give her a role in anybody's production.
Okay, because that's what I was getting ready to say. If being an understudy is beneath you, then you are above me. So you know what? That's one of those times we just gonna part ways, right? Okay.
You go
right,
Kerrick with the scissors.
Risha, she says, why don't local playwrights work together more?
Oh, that's such a great question.
We are.
Why don't local playwrights work together?
I want to hear that answer, because Lord knows I've been trying to get us together for a long time. Lord knows.
I will answer that first. One of the things that I think is the problem, especially in our area, is Johnny, please be back. Thank you, Johnny.
I have to ring him in sometimes, y'all.
One of the things that there are a lot of egos.
Yes.
There are a lot of it's really competitive around here. And I don't understand that, because we all could be working together, having our own facility, putting up shows
Mm-hmm.
every other weekend,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep.
then fight each other and downplay and don't go to their show, don't work with them, they show trash, yada yada yada. But be, hey bro, can you show me how to do this? Tell me how to do this. That's backwards to me. That is so backwards.
It's you know,
It's,
I think
yeah.
that besides the whole crabs in the barrel mentality, you have to be able to work together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A lot of people can't take a back seat to someone else, because you can't have, let's just say if the four of us said, okay, we're getting ready to do this, we're going to do a show together, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of us has to lead. Anything with too many heads is a monster. So somebody has to be able to take the lead in whatever area. And so being able to learn what that is and how being able to, come together is the key. Who is humble enough to say, yo, you're better in this area. You're better
Yeah.
in this
Yeah.
area.
And I
You're
think
better
that's
in
the
this
key,
area.
knowing your
Yeah.
strengths.
And being in,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Knowing
so
who's
by
stronger at
not
what. Yeah.
understanding where you weak,
Mm-hmm.
it's not going to work. So
Mm-hmm.
unless, we work together, you know what I'm saying? And we literally
Mm-hmm.
can come and say, you know what, I'm weak in this area. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, Johnny is the bomb at marketing. Hands
Mm-hmm.
down,
He is a whole marketing company.
hands down.
Yes,
You
he
know what I'm
is.
saying?
I'm gonna hire. I'm gonna hire him for my next one.
Listen, he's the bomb. You know what I'm saying? So, so understanding what our strengths are, is is
Mm-hmm.
is is the key to being able to work together. But I'm down. I just don't know how it's gonna work.
Hey, that's
But I'm
good.
down.
I feel like you, Tangy. I would be like, I want to. What does that look like though? Intel.
Right.
But I don't think we won't ever know if we don't try.
Right.
And the end result is we all win.
Right.
We're all we're all part of the body of Christ, right?
Right.
We have one mission, right?
Yep.
So, but we all have different. We are parts with different
Right.
branches, and the piece of it that stood out to me that you said, Tangi, is that knowing working with your
Mm-hmm.
strength. You know, Johnny does this, Kerrick does this, you do this, Terrence does this, and whoever, you know what I mean? Whoever else, but just knowing your strength. But at the end result is we all win.
Exactly.
You take a scene, you take a scene, you take a scene, you take a scene. We all come to the table. What you got? Strike that, strike that, strike that. Okay,
Yep.
what about this right
Yep.
here? And that is how it's a melting pot of ideas. We're brainstorming, we pull it together. I think the worst part is not getting out there. And I'm gonna tell you, it is all ego. So thank you for that question. Whoever asked it, it is all ego for some. I'm telling you, that is why the upstate didn't get together, because we felt like if everybody didn't want to do it at one point, then we wasn't going
Right.
to move. And it was really, really silly stuff, like really silly stuff. And the core of whatever I am and whatever I'm doing, if Jesus ain't a part of it, I'm out, period. You can have all this other stuff. You good, but I'm just telling you who I am and my mission, okay? So at the end of the day, all of us are firm believers, and what we do, we're wanting to bless people with something
Right.
that'll make them feel good and forget their problems and their issues for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, right?
Right.
That's what we're
Right.
all about. I think it is a travesty that we haven't done it. We listen. We all came together, did one show. It would pay for the rest of the year. If we
Exactly.
packed out the Balo Center, it
Yep.
would pay
Right.
for the rest of our productions for the rest of the year. Let
Yep.
me tell you what happened. Terrence and I talked about doing this many years ago with some other playwrights. It's supposed to happen. As a matter of fact, the one that we did when we went to the when we went to the memorial, it started out with that one idea. But like you said, ego. Somebody,
Yep.
I can take a back seat, because at the end of the day, if I take a back seat and I still got $50,000 to get back in the front seat and run with the vision that God's given me, I'm good.
I'm good.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because there is a financial part of this. It is a huge a huge part of it is financing, right? So I don't have to be the leader. It's not gonna take anything away from my intelligence. It's not gonna take anything away from my weight. It's not gonna take anything away from my creativity. My name don't have to be on the marquee. Because I learned that a long time ago. I can create my own marquee. I can create my own moments. So as a group, I don't need that. But what I do need is for us to figure out a time and do what we know we're supposed to have done a long time ago. But again, coming back, timing is everything. I think everybody is mature enough at this point. You got to get knocked around a little bit. Right. You gotta have a couple of failures. Yep. So you can, so we're not puffed up. We know we can't do it without the Lord. But now I think now is a good time to do it, and get a nice arena or space, pack it out, and like I say, everybody bring something to the table. Put those seeds in there and watch God do what he has promised us he was going to do a long time ago. Mm-hmm. Right.
That's one thing that I admire about our counterparts, some of the Caucasian theaters here. Greenville Little Theater, Spartanburg Little Theater, Center Stage, Warehouse. They pulling each other. You come to my show over here, give me your script. We're going to do this. And I think it is amazing how they can work together. Mm-hmm. It's not a my name is John Brown. It is about this thing we love, which is the performing arts.
Right. I participated in a unified auditions up in the upstate about a year ago, right? And they had over 200 actresses and actors that came in to audition for almost 20 different production companies.
Wow, that's good.
It was one of us.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Man.
One of us as a production company sitting in there to audition these 200 some odd people. Why isn't it that we could come together and say, hey, we're having a unified audition because we're looking for actors for our projects, and we come together and we market throughout the whole state. And we find these actors who can participate in multiple productions.
I would love to do that. Yeah, that's good.
Together and getting these playwrights to say, I'm going to put, $50 in so that we can rent a place to have, or whatever it looks like. But, kind of working together and bringing that stronger forth so that we can, the theaters that you name, Little Theater and all of those other theaters up there, one thing that they all got in common, they all got spaces.
They got some what you say?
They have their own spaces. Working together benefits them to work together. A lot of the grants and stuff that we can qualify for, they're looking for collaborations. They're looking for who else are you looking for. They're looking for other things. But a lot of people don't want to collaborate, or they think you're gonna steal their stuff or steal their.
Come on, let's go.
It's so much. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go. It's craziness. Yes, that's good, Tandy. That is real good. We need to be on it. We need to be on it, like for real. We need to be on it.
There's a lot of talent in the state. There's a lot of talent here.
South
Carolina is blessed with so many amazing playwrights from the upstate, the Midlands, and to the Low Country. There's no reason why the light shouldn't be seen so much brighter here than what it is.
Right. Well, it's time. You got Atlanta. We know what Atlanta means to us in terms of entertainment, and we're right next door. And it's that overflow. Let's go. I mean, it's amazing talent here. Amazing.
Shout out to our fellow playwrights here in the upstate. You have Trina, Terrence, Jawaski, Pat, Nicole, Rona, Robert Grant. I'm missing somebody. Rob Burgess. Kristen Stevens,
Javon Thatcher.
And our sister, and she, Lord help me to remember her name. She was at the Cooper, huh?
Kim Cooper.
What's her name?
Kim Cooper.
I can't remember. But she's a beautiful soul. She has a beautiful play. Oh gosh, it'll come back to me. Go ahead. It'll come back to me. But
you got another question.
What's the question?
Next question. I think it was Arisha had one about merchandise. Oh, right back.
Y'all excuse me if my husband start talking.
It's all right. Talk, husband.
Care
So
you up
yeah,
because
what about
you
merchandise?
think you should sell
Tom Perry blew
products
up
every show.
bootleggers to
Yup.
sell product at every show.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. That's
I had to buy a product from a bootlegger one time. Be honest with you, I did. I had to go buy my own show from a bootlegger.
I did that when Yesterday Still Gone was first out. They were selling it at the flea market.
Yep, mine was at the barbershop. Mine was at the barbershop, and I needed a copy. And so I could run a copy, and I ain't have any more. And I had heard about they were selling it at the barbershop, so I went to the barbershop and
Nah,
and
I
got
went and
it.
confiscated all the DVDs that he made. Those were my free ones.
okay.
That's awesome.
I was
See,
like,
I
hey,
just
can I get that DVD and all of the copies? Thank you very much.
I was so green, honey. I was so green. I didn't know no better.
I've attended all of your shows, and you all are amazing. How much time does it put into business side of the show, sponsoring, marketing, sales promotion? I feel like there's a lot of upside.
Absolutely.
For me, on the business side of the show, at least 3 months. At least 3 months for me on the business side.
Oh,
6
Is
months
he
is
asking
better,
how much
but
time it? How much time is
Yeah,
that?
I'm
What he's
trying to
asking?
figure out
it says
what
how much
he's
time is
asking.
put into the business side of the show.
Because I mean, I start like try to 6 months ahead of time if possible.
yeah.
Months,
You know what?
you
It
know.
depends for me. Depends on when I get a spark, but
Well, for me, for 3 months
it depends.
is when
6 months
I'm
is a
holding auditions
norm.
at 3 months.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question. Go up. I know the other way.
But to answer your question, yeah, it's anywhere, definitely around the 6 month mark, throwing something out there to say the date, but it gets real around that 3rd month mark.
Mhm.
And
What do you say
I
to
don't know if he's talking about radio, TV, the flyers, street team, letters to churches, organizations, getting
Yep.
tickets in the cast hand, getting tickets in anybody's hands as part of the team. I don't know, but to answer your question, on the real, a lot, because that's really how we get our money back, and hopefully enough to pour over
Right.
to the next opportunity.
Mhm. What would you say to actors and actresses that are breaking into the acting world but have disabilities?
Keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Never limit yourself. Don't
Yeah.
never
Yeah.
allow your disability to define who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Well, definitely.
You are not your disability. You are not your struggle. You're not any of that. When you become an actor or actress, and you put your all into what you do, nothing else matters.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna say this. Exploit it. And
That's good, Tangy.
and the reason for it is, let's just say you are a person who's deaf. We all, as playwrights and directors, we want something unique. We want unique
Right.
people. They are
Mhm.
characters.
Yeah.
So exploit that. If you are in a wheelchair, I'm quite sure that there's parts in our shows that would be like, yo, that would be so dope, of somebody who's
Mm-hmm.
actually confined to a wheelchair. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
exploit it. Be who you are. And
Mm-hmm.
not saying that you are your disability, but if it's evident, you can't, you know what I mean? You can't say, if your disability is you're 600 pounds and you're confined to a wheelchair and you want to try out for a show as a runway model. Huh? So you gotta understand
That's
where
real
you
though.
are
That's
and
real.
be, you know what I mean? Exploit what it is. You take your
Mm-hmm.
disability, you take your weakness, and you
Mm-hmm.
make it into your strength. Can't nobody do that but you. Can't nobody,
Right.
if you sign language, whatever it is that you have, you know what I mean? Use that, exploit that, because that makes you unique and relatable.
Mm-hmm.
So
Good
next
stuff.
was how important is it to delegate?
That's my boy JD.
JD.
Very important. It is extremely important, and probably that's one of the hardest lessons we've all had to learn
Mm-hmm.
and be willing to do is to delegate and understand that we cannot possibly wear all
Can't
of
do
these
it all.
hats
Yep.
and still deliver something of excellence.
Right.
Um,
Hmm.
I am
so
nothing without my team.
right. So that is a very, 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 very important thing that we have to do. We do have to delegate, and it's extremely important to have people that you can delegate to, that you
Right.
know that
Right.
they can do it just as good as you would want it done.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
Questions for you guys. What's your favorite show that you've done and why?
Mm.
Mm.
I think
Oh.
Lord Send Me Mr. Right was my favorite thus far for me. Um,
Mhm.
and it was just it was just right. The night was just right. Spartanburg, the cultural center, for my first time in the cultural center. It's a new building, a new place, a new level for me, a new understanding of what I'm trying to do. Um, a lot of I say this because a couple days before my show, they called me from the coaching center and said, you're kind of struggling in ticket sales. And, if it doesn't improve, y'all know I'm true. If it don't improve, we're going to
Yep.
have to shut your show down,
Yep.
And so, that was just a stressful week trying to get to Thursday and hoping 500 people
Uh-huh.
show me some love,
Mhm.
and I didn't hear from 'em. I didn't hear from Kathy, all week, and I finally had enough courage to call her and say, just tell me how bad it is, and she's like, no, you good. You actually picked up, and
Mhm.
so that was just for me. It was reassuring that, this is what I want to do.
Got it.
This is where I want to be. I want to be a playwright. I want to learn how to write better, how to progress my writing, stories that make sense, that people
Mm-hmm.
understand,
Mm-hmm.
not just focused on the funny moments, but
Right.
really good messages. A lot
Right.
of over time, folks just associate you know black plays with just being funny, but there's
Right.
so much more that we offer than just comedy or
Mm-hmm.
mispronounced words or kitchens, living
Yeah.
rooms, and families, and we
For
we have to dig for what we
the more stuff.
what we want to become. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
I
Mhm.
think while Confessions of a Good Man is probably a favorite show of mine, I think that my favorite show of all is the show If You Only Knew Why I Struggle to Trust God. Um,
Mhm.
and because of the fact that at that production, um, God literally had his way and 23 people gave their life to Christ at a play.
Wow.
Mhm.
And what that did for me was to reiterate the fact that I have a voice and that I'm on the right track. And people, I write for healing. I believe that I'm a minister, but I minister behind a pen. So
Mhm.
for me to be able to do that and be able to touch lives, that was the turning point for me. So that's my favorite show because of that reiteration.
Yeah.
That's a very tough question.
Right.
I'm sitting here thinking, I have a few that's really near my heart, but I'll have to say my foundation. Um, the moment I knew that this is what I am to do, it is a mission. Um, it is more than just doing something. It is my
Right.
life. Is Lord lift us up.
Mm-hmm.
And that story was so much part of my own personal life dealing with domestic violence. And then it was also an outcry for so many other social ills that was plaguing our communities.
Right.
And so it would be Lord lift us up. That's my anchor. And I think through everything that's always needled through my tapestry. That's the outcry. Lord, lift us up. Lord, take us further. Lord, push us on. So Lord, lift us up. I would have to say, and then I have so many other favorites. attached to that.
Right.
Okay, so
This was good.
this question is, what is your favorite Showtime show?
Collateral damage. Y'all did that.
Yeah, I think Collateral Damage is probably.
Collateral
What
damage. Y'all
lies
did
beneath,
that, man.
baby? What lies beneath?
What did you enjoy about Collateral Damage, Tangent?
I think that out of your storylines, that one was probably the strongest one.
Okay.
You know what I mean? As far as, yeah, I think that was probably your strongest line.
Gotcha. Terrence?
I just thought that complete or Collateral Damage was just a complete show, man. Not the storyline, but the way your actors moved about the stage.
Yeah.
How clear and the clarity. Everything was just perfect. That's what you want. You want what y'all had on that show right there, and it was dope. I loved it.
You, Trina?
Awesome. For Collateral Damage or What Lies Beneath?
What lies beneath?
Oh, okay. Well, I'll give you. Hey, it was so many great moments. Oh man, I loved when I got to checkbook, because she thought she had him. She thought she was all that. She had been having this affair with my man, but I already knew. I mean, you should be telling me thank you that I allowed you to be with him.
Come on here. Come on here.
Okay. So, I mean, that's my favorite. That was my favorite. But you know what? I'm going to rock with you guys with Collateral too. It was, I loved the set, the actors. Everything was fire. The music, all of it just was amazing. When I watched it, I believe that the characters were those people. You know what I mean? Although I know they are nothing like the characters, and that's the key, right? To be drawn in.
Right.
So, and I loved it, and you guys loved the twist. I knew Simone wasn't it. I was just like, who the real person? Because I know Simone, it's just too easy. So, and y'all ain't gonna make it easy. So, it was just really great. Great show.
I think that's my favorite show as well. Just where that story came from is kind of special as well. We were actually promoting the show that we were getting ready for in Columbia at the Harbison Theater at the time. And I'll never forget, it was like maybe 9 in the morning, and we were on 385 headed towards Columbia, and there was a car accident like right in front of us. And I'm not talking about the police are here and the ambulance are here, like it had just happened. And what happened was there were some workers who were working on the highway, and there was a lady who just came through and just plowed into. So we were like passing them, and their bodies are literally laying in the highway.
Arms.
I mean, it was terrible. And so like later on, we found out that the lady hit them because she was under the influence of alcohol. And then those individuals, they died.
Wow.
And so for me, it was just like, you never know how the decisions that you make, how they affect other people. So that was the whole concept of where Collateral Damage came from. And
that's
so
awesome.
That's the message that we wanted to send out. You got to think about what you're doing and the choices that you make, because they don't just.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
That was great, guys. That's great.
All right, so for me, I want to talk about my favorite show that you guys have done. Tangy, Secrets in Plain Sight.
Yeah, 10.
I loved it.
Thank you.
I think what we were excited about the most is because we came and seen the show maybe like 5 times when you guys were at the PAC Center. So you guys were on a big stage.
Yeah.
Really
We ready.
So I can't wait for this to be over with so you guys can put that. So, we're gonna be there. We're gonna have a bus load.
I know y'all do. Y'all just awesome like that.
I don't know.
Breathe, my God.
Breathe.
You did that.
Thank you.
You did that.
And I had a good
Thank you.
house out of home yesterday,
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yes.
The good old slow jams you had in there.
Oh, you're talking about the
Out of home.
last show. You're talking about the last show. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that was like a Valentine's type feel, because we did that for the Valentine's. So yeah, we did something special for the people to be able to get their romance on.
Now, Terrence, because you've been off the scene for the last, since we've been
900 years.
Been gone. Y'all been humping, I've been gone. Now, hopefully, it's really discouraging with the virus and everything that's going on right now.
Right.
Because I have such a jewel that I'm ready to release to Spartanburg, in this area, and I've really put a lot of time and effort. I've asked a lot of questions, a lot of research, and so I'm ready to put that out. So the show right now was booked for July 25th, but more than likely we'll be probably rescheduling that for the fall time. So when the fall makes it, it's on.
Yeah, listen.
We're gonna be there with bells on.
Yeah.
It's on.
Yep. Yeah.
I love
Definitely.
tonight. This has been absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was cool.
Really
This
been
was
fire.
awesome.
All right, let's play a game real quick. Play a game real quick.
Uh-oh.
What's the name? 5 David Talbot plays wins this round. Don't Google it.
Do what?
You
now?
would mess with somebody that has terrible memory.
Love on Layaway. What's the
Love on Layaway.
Wait a minute. Now we can't just be blurting them out.
How are we supposed to do it?
What my husband does.
Fabric of a man.
Okay, it's 3.
Love
What my
on
husband
Layaway.
doesn't know.
What my husband doesn't know. Wait a minute. The one with baggage claim.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vegas.
Yeah.
That's a movie.
Oh.
What? There was a play before a movie, honey.
Loving Nick of Time, Fabric of a Man.
Yeah.
Loving
Nick of Time, Fabric of a Man.
He say, she say.
He say, she's. It's one more.
And what do they say? But what do they say or something like that?
That's he say.
Yeah, but what does God say? Something
But
like
what
that.
does God say? Okay.
5 Jenny Lawrence shows.
Oh, you forget that.
5 who?
Clean Up Woman. Hold on, Clean Up Woman.
Terrence knows because he follows him more.
That's about it. Clean Up Woman. That's it.
What's the one?
I can't even tell you 5 of Tyler Perry shows, and I done saw all of them. My mind just don't work like that.
Just Medea.
You got to keep saying it's Medea, darling. Medea go to jail. Medea.
Okay. 5 Medea shows.
Oh God.
Family reunion, class reunion, goes to jail. I Can Do Bad and Diary.
Yeah, Can I Do All Bad all by myself? Medea goes to jail.
Medea got a new dog.
Medea got a new house.
Yeah, Medea gets a job. Medea quit stripping. What else he done had? He had so many stuff.
Or whatever.
Let's dive into what about Jacarvius Johnson?
Oh, I like this
Cheaters.
too.
Yeah. Singles, Cheaters.
Maintenance Man. That was a good one based off Michael Basin's book.
Oh, Set It Off. Wait a minute, hold on. Set It Off.
Lovers and Friends.
Yeah.
He got a new one, guys, coming out off another TV show. Love Jones.
I didn't see Shacking Up.
I didn't either, but I remember the time. I remember he had that one, Shacking Up.
Well, okay. Well, we
Casino.
Enjoy. We see who you guys enjoy more than the other.
Yeah. All of the above, except for I haven't seen J.D. Lawrence stuff before. Not like a full show.
You didn't come see when he was in Spartanburg with JK?
Yeah, I was about to say I saw Clean Up Woman in Spartanburg.
Clean Up Woman, yeah.
How was it?
It was good.
It was good.
Oh yeah, set it off. Jakaris is doing set it off.
I said set it up already. Don't be trying to take
Oh,
mine.
Woo, he's doing Woo.
I done took
He's
everybody
doing Woo.
else's though.
Hey, you guys,
Yeah.
Which
The latest one he's doing, Terrence, he is doing another TV show, he's doing a play with a movie.
He's on the movies now. Yeah, Woo.
Baps.
Baps. That's what it is. Baps. That's what it is. Baps.
So we need to get together and go to some of these shows.
Right.
absolutely. I'm gonna tell you, one show that we came to see was Mark E. Swint. He showed up at dinner. It was in Columbia. It got canceled.
Township, yeah.
He is Tyler Perry's producer. You look at all these.
How was it?
Excellent.
It was.
Wow.
It got canceled though.
Because it didn't get the support it deserved.
Yeah, the promoter pulled out,
and I hate it. It was such a good show. It was hilarious. The singing was great. Like it was great. We saw it in Columbia, and we were actually going to see it. Got our hopes to come.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
I'm in Columbia, and I didn't hear about it until the day.
What about the one that Monique was in? Did y'all go to that one?
Monique did a play. Did they do Precious the musical?
Right? Tansy, wasn't it a play that Monique did? Was in Columbia somewhere? Maybe not.
It was Precious the musical.
Oh no.
No, it was.
Oh, no.
It was something. I can't remember what it was.
I vaguely remember something about it. Vaguely.
Yeah,
Candy had a play. A Mother's Love, Candy in Atlanta. Did anybody see that one?
Well, it got canceled.
It got canceled too.
Oh, it did show. It did show, but then it was supposed to go on tour, and the
tour got canceled.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys. It has been absolutely incredible being with you guys.
I had so much fun.
I enjoyed y'all.
Likewise.
Just thank you all. This was exactly what I knew it was going to be. I know a lot of the viewers got some information that they were needing, so they got it from the best. So thank you guys.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Showtime, baby.
Hey, listen all day.
We got 86. We got you, Trina J. We're a family for real.
Exactly.
We are.
Does anybody
so when we getting together? Wait,
right.
When we getting together?
ASAP.
Yeah, we need to talk about that.
ASAP.
Cool.
All right.
Anybody have any final thoughts or any final insight they want to give to our viewership before we get off tonight? Start with you, Tangi.
I just want to say thank you so much for those who've supported WOW, supported Utrina, T-Mill, and Showtime. We definitely appreciate it. It is necessary. Every ticket, every donation, share. We need your help. We need your support, and we thank you for what you've done thus far. Continue to support.
Terrence.
I appreciate the opportunity to speak a little bit with you guys on what we got going on here at 864 Live Entertainment Group. I definitely want to thank everybody over the years that have encouraged me to keep doing what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, there was a period of time where I stopped and kind of backed away from it a little bit. But as much as I've prayed, I've got every sign that this is where I'm supposed to be. So I really appreciate that encouragement over the years. And I'm bringing you a banger. I'm bringing you one.
Come on through. I can't wait.
I'm bringing you one.
All right, Dr. Utrina J.
Hey, thank you guys again, first of all, for allowing me to be a part of your platform to talk about the thing that I absolutely love the most, and which is theater and art and playwriting. Shout out to Tangi and Terrence, Showtime Production, everybody. You guys are phenomenal, and all of you are trailblazers, and all of you are just the epitome of what excellence excellence is all about. To the individual that's out there that have you possess a budding idea, a desire to take whatever it is you want to do to the next level. We cannot stress you enough to study. We cannot stress enough to just get out there and do it. Try it. Put yourself in position to live out your dreams, and do not walk in fear, but walk by faith. And all of it belongs to you. Don't compete with anybody. The only person you compete with is yourself.
Right.
Compete with yourself. Surround yourself around people who are smarter than you, brighter than you, that's just as hungry as you are, and you will win. You will win.
Awesome. All right, guys. I wanted to put out there Dwight Cummings. He's a playwright from the Low Country. He's bringing his show to
Yes, sir.
Spartanburg Memorial Auditorium in October, I believe. So let's get together. Let's support him.
Definitely.
Listen, whoever has a show coming up, we're all gonna be there to support each other.
All
right. Absolutely.
I honestly think there's so much more we can cover in this conversation. Would you guys be willing to come back and let's go dig a little deeper into the conversation?
I'm down.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Do it.
All about it. All for it.
All right, guys.
Next Thursday? Are you saying next Thursday? So are you gonna get back with us? When you want to do it?
Yeah, we're looking at doing these broadcasts every Thursday. If you guys schedule work, so
let's do
more than likely to be.
I'm down. Let me know.
We invite two additional playwrights that can chime in on the conversation.
Oh, that'd be awesome too.
Awesome, man.
Greg, I'm putting it out there. You owe me, dude. Go get a haircut.
Zuri, absolutely, Zuri.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It was our absolute pleasure to have you guys invite us into your home, your personal spaces, to bring some clarity and insight into this conversation. We don't do what we do for ourselves. We do it to empower, to impact the lives of millions of people around this world, because it only takes one opportunity to change your life, and your opportunity may be next. All right, thank you. I'm Johnny Sizemore,
Kerrick Greer,
Angie Beatty, Trina J, and Terrence Miller. We're out, guys.
Hey, can I say one more thing?
Yes.
I really like this platform. I like this program. Would it be okay if I do?
What'd you say?
You know what? She just copied them. I'm gonna tell you. I love it.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah,
exactly.
We didn't make it. Major shout out to the Jazzy Report, Stephanie Priester, and December Rose. Thank you guys for introducing us. Elder Courtney Spurgeon, thank you for introducing us to this platform and allowing us to follow in your footsteps. Hey, let's use it up, guys. Let's do it.
All right.
Awesome.
Thank you, Stephanie.
December. Thank y'all.
Woo!
Bye, y'all. Hurry up. Let's get together now.
All right.
You just become this grand diva that I refuse to deal with. No, Millie, that was not my fault. Know how I get when I got my Sasha Fierce wig on. You what?
I hate to break up the Spice Girls, but look.
Wait, really?
I gotta get to class, and I don't even know what to say. It's nice to see you, new hair, looks like new butt. I mean, you just...
You work for me. Listen, you are a W-2 employee. You know what that means? It means we work together. What's up, man?
How you doing?
You all right?
Oh, yeah. I'm better now that you're here. Right.
I said, is everybody good?
Right.
Listen, man. Either you're a comedian or a clown. Either way. I'm gonna let that slide.
What? Hell, are you showing your face tonight? That you already have Dallas.
Tell them why I'm not in school.
Caleb,
Lorraine.
Whatever it is that you're talking about, it's in your head, man. What is this? Who are you talking about?
What I'm talking about? I'm talking about your damn Major Payne brother-in-law.
That's what I'm talking about. You gonna tell the whole world who I am? Well, here you go. Hello world. I'm Dallas. Great.